One of the most innovative industries in the world is defense and AI. And AI defense is one of the hot topics recently, especially with the kind of surgence of Palantir. But one of the companies that also is very closely related to that company is BigBear.ai. In fact, they have a partnership with Palantir. We have a different perspective on this company. We've been covering it really since October until today. At one point, it was at $1 a share. It surged to $10.50. And we have an average purchase price of about $2.80. Right now, it's at 309. So we're going to talk about where it is. We're going to talk about the market that's growing. And then we're going to also touch on the margins for profit and what we could potentially see here in the near term based on our own opinion for BigBear.ai. Now, when it comes to the defense market, one thing to note is Palantir recently had a little bit of a recovery today, but yesterday had a pretty big sell-off. So overall defense market, I think if we show the drawings of what we've seen, we kind of expected Palantir to sell off. So defense market hasn't looked too hot, but you do see it find a support there. Maybe it will push back up. We'll have to see before the end of the week. It's got about 2 or 3 days before most of those options are going to be expiring. But here's the thing we're looking at too. When it comes to BigBear.ai, you know that they recently reported earnings. Some people didn't like the earnings. And we see this recent consolidation really since March, where it's gone from left to right. And there's this strong resistance and support right here at about $3 a share. And it recently bounced and validated that level. And it's been validating and holding above it as of recently. So while it's recently kind of sold off a little bit, it's still holding at this strong support level, BigBear.ai. And the charts indicating maybe we see this move take place. It'd be about a 20% swing up to this $3.75 range. Otherwise, a conservative approach would be that it can't hold this level. It's not as bullish. Maybe sells down to this level where it's bounced numerous times down here at around $2.60. But I don't believe that'll happen. I'm actually looking more at this level. I think that we're gonna watch it at market open and see how it reacts. Which again, if we got that flash sale, if you guys ever want to be a part of our live sessions, just for today only, you get 33% off on Stockmate. Bring 2 friends, get Stockmate for free, or go ahead and make sure to join your own on the solo, and you get the flash sale right now. So outside of that, that's not going to get better than that. It's going away today. But Big Bear is the one we'll most likely be watching at market open tomorrow. Their financials, a lot of people didn't like. You can see some of the news articles that came out. They say disappointing earnings. That was kind of the narrative. But when you look at the recent earnings, I mean, I'm not thrown off by these recent earnings. See, March 2025, they beat their revenue. That's up 5% year over year. Net income's up 51% year over year. Net profit margins are up 53% year over year. So the year over year growth is looking quite good. While some people don't like maybe that their revenue is not crushing it, just $34 million a quarter. That's kind of what you expect for the company as they're just starting to get their contracts really secured. They recently have this AI partnership for Army drone swarms, which is interesting. And then the other side, so we went into some of this chart. We'll finish on the chart. But the financials don't look too bad with the recent earnings. But then the news, kind of the third piece, is projecting more of these contracts that could potentially be happening in 2025. They've signed a few contracts related to the Panama ports, the seaports. They've signed some Navy contracts. They've signed Army contracts, Department of Defense contracts, and airport contracts. Even some contracts from the IDIQ. You can see this IDIQ is their on-demand contracts for the government. And then on top of that, they recently signed this new CEO, Kevin McAleenan, who was formerly working in the Secretary of Defense. As acting secretary, you can see U.S. National Security Agencies, U.S. Department of Homeland Security, and U.S. Customs and Border Protection. So with BigBear.ai, with their technology that scans your face and is able to profile and look at large amounts of data and be able to identify different threats, and their healthcare, working with manufacturing to, in both instances, allow for those different types of operations to be more efficient by using AI to process all the data and help them make better decisions. So when it comes to their tech, I see it as very good. I see a lot of recent catalysts that will propel them further. And then also them citing that the revenue that they're expecting is going to be more in the next quarter. As they said, we weren't able to mark all the revenue, the money that we made, as current. It's going to be in the future that they're going to account for some of the money that they're getting for contracts, and that those contract money accounting will be in the next quarter, which could be good. So overall, the chart has been consolidating from left to right. It recently had a large push up before pulling down to this support. This support at $2.95 is becoming validated. If it holds and it's strong enough for Big Bear to continue its direction, this move right here up to this resistance from about $2.98 up to about $3.75 would be the next move that we can make money and potentially trade this week, before the end of the week or into early next week. So this week and getting into the second week of May, and then the third week is where I would kind of see this move happening with BigBear.ai. This stock, if it makes that move, it's a 21% increase. So for example, you put, if these are the returns that were to get generated, $1,000 return or $1,000 invested would yield a $200 margin for profit. So most likely the type of position we'll take will be between $3,000 and $5,000 invested, which would yield about $600 to $1,000 margin for profit on a few days, probably a day or two for this position. So that's what we'll be watching, and we look for this move to potentially take place. With that being said, there is a support here at, again, 290. So we would set our stop loss where we would manage our risk, and we wouldn't want it to go any lower, right around $2.95. So that's how I'm going to approach this. If it continues to validate, it right now is kind of getting rejected by this blue line, this EMA, and that exponential moving average, that EMA, it's got to push up above it like it did today and hold above it. That's bullish momentum. So in a bull case, you could see the chart is over that blue line and it's bouncing on that blue line. It's continuing up on that blue line. In a bear case, it's when it's getting rejected, like it's holding below that blue line. So right now it is below that blue line. It just broke out a little bit above it today. And essentially what we're looking for is for this RSI, this MACD, to continue to cross over and for it to validate that level as a support so it can really continue and make that move. But right now we're just having some patience and we'll see how it reacts at market open tomorrow. So thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be looking at Big Bear. Comment your thoughts below. What do you think about Big Bear? If you'd like to watch us trade live, it's the second link in the description for Stockmates. And again, 33% off is available till the end of the day today. So it's not going to get better than this. It's a huge sale. Again, it's that second link in the description. Like button, do consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.